Hi everybody, Scott here. Back to drink another tea. We're going to drink a new tea, newly created by me. The 2018 Yunnan Sourcing Balance. Obviously kind of, double meaning here. The, got one on the head and a blend of very, very tippy ripe tea. Very, very tippy. And people ask what tippy means, and it means the tips. When you're talking about tippy ripe tea, it's often a lot of like smaller, finer grade teas like Jinjin, Gongting. Jinjin is golden needle, or Jinya, golden buds. And they're the smaller, tippy part of the bud part of the leaf. And yeah, that's what we use to compose this cake. It's a blend of tippy ripes. And yeah, anyways, well, let's get to it. I'll talk a little bit more about it. I've got plenty of time here as I set up the steeps. But yeah, anyways, let's get started. I'm actually going to drink the wash. And I really like tippy ripes because they're really, really sweet. Just kind of like, if you think about a pure bud pluck black tea, they tend to be sweeter than the ones that are like one leaf, one bud. Although the tea wasn't picked like that, ripe tea has, of course, buds in it, and when it's wet, after it's wet piled, those tippy parts tend to separate. It's not whole leaf bud sets. When they go into the wet piling, it's like mao cha, but when it comes out, tends to, be in pieces, and then they use machines to separate according to the size, and so you end up, with a part of the wet piling batch being Gongting or Jinjian, golden needle, or, oh wow, that's second one's much darker. This is a tea that you definitely want to take care with steeping because it's tippy and small. You definitely want to make sure that you don't oversteep it, particularly in the beginning. I do recommend still using really hot water, but just keeping the steeping times really short in the beginning. So I'm going to try to concentrate on that and not talk too much. I mean, I want to talk, but anyways. But yeah, so keep steeping time short for the tippy teas. Anytime you're dealing, even if it's just a loose leaf one, and this is not a tightly compressed, ow, I just kind of burned myself there. That was poorly handled. Ouch. But yeah, you definitely, the smell is just that thick, sweet, ripe smell. Not much wet pile smell coming off this. This was wet piled in 2018, so it's pretty new tea, and it was pressed in the very end of 2018. We came out with it in the very, maybe first month, just right around the first of the year, around January 2018. So it's only, this tea hasn't been pressed much more than about, 3 months ago. So it's gonna have wet pile taste. It's gonna have, again, I'm keeping the steeping times real short here. And I'm using 4 grams here in this guy one, which is, a pretty good amount. If you could see how much I'm using there. Oops. Let's set this over here. All right, one more steep, and then I think we can. And compression isn't tight on this at all. And this is a 250 gram cake. It goes for just about $30. So, not expensive. A little bit more pricey than perhaps some of the other ones, because this tippy material tends to be the most pricey when you have a wet pal batch. Let's go ahead and... Sweet, creamy. Not much in this first steep other than... nice. The tea that I would most compare this one to that we offer or have offered is the 2016 Golden Needle cake, which is a 100 gram cake. It was the year of the monkey. That sold out. That was very popular. And then we also pressed a 2018 Golden Bud cake, which is purely golden buds. This also has golden buds in it, but it's not just golden buds. The Golden Bud cake is a black and white wrapper with a kind of like a St. Bernard type big dog on it. And that's a 357 gram cake. Wait, did I just say that? But that is also an excellent cake. And obviously I think this is an excellent cake. I don't need to drink through it to tell you that I feel that way about it. But I will try to get a little bit more into like what specifically makes it a good tea. Rich, chocolatey notes, sweet. It's got just a bit of bitterness there. It definitely has wet pal taste. So if you're super sensitive to wet pal taste, this one would be one that you might want to put away for a while, or you know, get a sample and try it. But this is sure to be, you know, a year from now or 2 years from now, the wet pal taste. Even probably the most sensitive kind of person to wet pal taste will find this tea to be pretty much free of that kind of taste and smell. It's creamy and oily. That's what I really like about it. It just kind of hangs out in the mouth. But very sweet. Very, very sweet. Oh, maybe I should get this in here. I'm not using a strainer, so I'm trying to keep the opening of the gaiwan here when I pour. I think I poured a little bit of leaf into the cup there. Still, number 6 infusion here, real dark. I would describe this as a pretty dark, almost soy saucy type dark tea soup. Cloudy, I would say not really cloudy, maybe it's still a little bit. It probably still has a decent amount of water vapor from the pressing. Very lubricating, viscous, you know, slippery. This is just going down super smooth. I'm loving it. Let's see, snoozing down here. She had another morning with her squirrel frenemy. So satisfying. This is just so easy to drink. But, you know, it's easy, it's smooth, it's sweet. It's got stickiness, so it's very like, Chinese hit it like a nuogan, like a sticky feeling, kind of like, not sticky, but it sticks in the mouth and the throat and lubricates it, which is really nice. The opposite of drying, which is really nice. I'm sure you've had some teas. Usually ripe teas aren't too drying, but some of them are. I usually don't like that. A little bit with some of the older ones, they tend to be crisp and dry, but they don't tend to leave your mouth feeling dry. At least not like, they tend to have like a soft huigan, like a returning feeling. This one's just, you know, just kind of continuously sweet and soft and lubricating. still going strong and really, really good. Really the same kind of really stable tea, especially for such a tippy tea. The fact that it puts, and it's not tightly compressed, so the early steeps, it was just straight up coming out. And it's just been really consistent all the way through. I can see number 7 here is also really quite dark as well. Okay, we're talking about the nuogan. Nuo is like sticky in Chinese. Like sticky rice is nuo mi. And then there's like a nuo mi xiang, which is that rice herb, scented rice herb, which is like a type of herb that they add into ripe pork. This has a natural sticky rice taste to it. We haven't added any of it. We haven't stored it next to it. It just has that. It's especially in this steep right here, they really got that. And I think that as this ages, that's going to come out more into the forefront as the wet pile taste fades, because the wet pile taste kind of occupies the same space as that, if that makes sense. So we're going to get more of that as the wet pile taste proceeds. We're going to get more of that more obvious, like a nuogai, or kind of like a sticky rice taste. Excuse me. So I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to go ahead and steep. Good. This again. See if we can. Now, honestly, though, this tea is not going to hold up to like a tightly compressed, perhaps multiple different leaf grade tea in terms of the amount of steeps, but it's not doing bad. It's not doing bad at all. We're up to number 7 here. Let's give it a try. Nice. More of that nuogan. The wet pile taste has pretty much exited from this tea through the, through steeping. Number 8. A lot of that upfront chocolatey bitterness is gone. Not that there was tons of it, but the sweet, sticky rice, kind of sticky rice and a little bit of, earthy spice taste is really present. All right, boo-yo. I'd like, if I can, not to reboil the water, but it's most important for me to get more heat here. So there we go. Let's get this. We'll push this one and I'll. Yeah, I get all excited when I start drinking these teas and I'm thinking about what I'm going to say, and the next thing you know, I'm like not breathing, I'm not relaxed, and it kind of defeats the whole purpose of drinking tea, I guess. I'll clean up the table here. But, it's got a little bit left in cup here. So, wow. Great tea. The wrapper is by Patrick Benedicic. I probably totally butchered your name, so I apologize for that. Patrick actually won the 2019 Year of the Pig contest with his amazing designs. So we're really, really excited to be able to use those this year. We wanted to thank everybody too who participated in that, and we had over 70 entries. I was able to cobble together about 40 and put everybody's name next to them, put them on Facebook to share with everybody. And I'm sorry if I didn't share one of your designs. There were a lot of great designs. I just literally it was like midnight and I was just kind of got tired. So, but the winning designs were excellent. There were a lot of designs that were also excellent that we will use. We're going to be contacting people and asking them if they'd be willing to let us use them in exchange for tea, if people are up for that. So I'm really excited, and I wanted to thank everybody again. All right, let's see how this, I'm gonna go ahead and put in. So this is number 9. Tea soup, a little bit lighter, but not much. It's really, I think this real hot water here is kind of helping this tea. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little movement here, make sure to get everything. And what I sometimes like to do is I like to dump a little bit of the extra water there so that there's not just a bunch of like water sitting on the outside of the lid here, because that tends to dilute your brew when you do that. So I tend to dump that. In the early steeps, sometimes you can actually see the water. There's a little bit of water on the outside. In the earlier steeps, as the tea absorbs more and more of the water, you'll actually see that get pulled in to the inside of the gaiwan. In the later steeps, not as much. The tea just doesn't have as much ability to absorb water. This is just, it's showing another side. There's almost like a mineral, like a mineral with like the slightest touch of like rock sugar going on here on the steep number 9. And again, this tea has not given up. I'm actually really impressed. It's improved significantly from the time, I guess I started drinking it about a month or so after pressing, and it was good. And I obviously drank the tea and the blend that I created. But really this was, in the beginning a little bit watery. Now still a little bit, but not so much. It's pretty much dried. Now the next stage is to kind of like gradually let the wet pile taste disappear and let some of those other interesting tastes and textures come more to the forefront. But yeah, I think it's a great tea. I think it's going to be classic ripe. We didn't press very much of it. So I definitely would get on it if you're interested in these tippy ripes. If you don't know and you want to try, get a sample. If you do like them, I think that this is a sure bet. So, and also check out the Golden Bud, the 2018 Golden Bud. It's a 357 gram cake. You might want to pick up samples of those. But this is it. Balance, 2018 Yunnan Sourcing Balance. We have a beautiful dog here balancing gaiwan on their head. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode. Just down there you can subscribe. You can check out links to this tea to the website and description of the tea also down there. So check us out. Thanks. Bye.